Hi, I'm Alexander Hauck, and I'm an actor. And I've been doing this for a while. Um, how did I get started in acting? Well, as a kid, I really didn't take to sports. And I know my parents enrolled me in some small, like, little acting kid workshops as a way to try to help me interact with other kids and try to work with them. And I really took to that. Um, and but the turning point, I would say, that really made me want to be an actor more than just, oh, it's a fun thing to do instead of just staying home. Was Let's see, that was in high school. It was, I think, sophomore year. They were doing a adaptation of Guys and Dolls. And thing you have to know about me off the bat is I can't sing and I can't dance. So me being in the musical is kind of funny since I really can't do either of the two main things that you need to be an actor on the musical stage. But I wanted to do it. It sounded like fun, so I ended up being one of the ensemble characters, a gambler, and then there's a scene that's in the stage play of Guys and Dolls that you won't see in the movie with Frank Sinatra and Marlon Brando. And in this thing there, it's mentioned in the movie that there's Joey Biltmore who owns a garage that Nathan Detroit goes and does his crap games at. And I got to play Joey Biltmore. Now, in the stage version, you only hear his voice. He's off stage and he's talking on the phone with Nathan Detroit about trying to set up a crap game. And I did that, but like I said, other than the voice thing, I was one of the gamblers. I came in, I had a swagger. I had fun with it. I mean, I wasn't expecting much because I wasn't a lead. I had maybe one or two lines that were actually on stage, and most of my lines were delivered off stage as Joey Biltmore. And I had fun. I had fun. But the turning point was after, I think it was the first or second time that we did that. I came off, and one of the mothers of one of the lead actresses in that production actually came up to me, and she was like, you know, I know no one's going to really say this, but I think you did a really good job. I mean, you really, I'm. I just couldn't keep my eyes off you. You were very dynamic and very interesting to watch, and just wanted to let you know that you did a great job. I mean, of course, for the most part, I'm sure she really didn't think too much about it. Just giving the kid, a good thumbs up for doing a good job. But for me, in my mind, I was like, I was just an ensemble character. I wasn't a lead. I mean, when you're a lead, especially in like a high school production, and then you get off, and then someone says, "Oh, you did a great job," you kind of expect that. You kind of not surprised because, well, I mean, you're the lead. Everyone's going to be looking at you. But when you're playing an ensemble character, when you're playing a character that, for the most part, uh, people, you're just there to be moving scenery, and then you have someone come up to you and say that you did such a great job that they were invested in the character that you're portraying. I mean, for me, it really clicked. It was like, if I could make a nothing character that I just made up in my head, as such a dynamic character that actually warranted some attention. I was like, man, if I actually had a decent role, what could I do with that? And that was actually the thing that really, I would say, launched me into wanting to be an actor. Um, and and I did high school, I did college productions, but that would be the one event that really, um, I would say, convinced me to actually pursue this. What was my first role? I mean, of course, I talked about playing in Guys and Dolls, but I would say the first role, film wise, was I actually ended up doing a short that was put together by two guys I ended up going to high school with after I came back from college, called Enter Flavius. It was a short thing. It didn't really go anywhere. Um, and I mean, it while it wasn't a big thing, it kind of gave me the confidence to pursue, I would say, film acting, because up to that point, all I had done was theater. And I got to play a character Dave, who was supposed to be kind of like a ladies' man, full of himself, which is a big change for I mean, I always usually play the funny comical guy, the funny fat friend kind of characters. So to finally play the character that was kind of like full of himself and like, yeah, I can get any girl I want, that was kind of that was the kind of thing that I was like, man, that was cool. I can play characters that don't fit in my wheelhouse, and that's the first character that I would say that, in the film acting world, that really pushed me forward. How long have I been doing this? Well, I would say 2007 till present is when I really delved into acting film wise. I mean, like I said, the first acting gig I did was that short. Um, but then I got into this cable access show called The Bob Show, which was when I really started, actually, really delving into it. And then, of course, things, escalated from there. So I would say 2007 till now is pretty much how long I've really been, I would say, focusing on film acting. What have I done and what I'm going to do? I've been part of a lot of projects since I really started focusing on this. I would say one that I consider a turning point was I was part of a independent feature film called DJ Stan the Man, where I played a kooky, crazy videographer. I really like this film for the fact that it was one of the first characters I played that I really felt like I was doing something with him, and I really thought that the end result was really good. I also really liked the end result of the film, and Matthew Fisher was the director on that. I also worked with him on another film called Insomniac, where I played a small role of a crazed patient. I also was assistant director on that, and it was a lot of fun, and I really liked working with Matt. I do have to say that I have started to branch out a little bit. 2 years ago, I actually went to New York, and I played a featured extra on Shakespeare Shitstorm, which is a film directed by Lloyd Kaufman from Troma. That was a good experience. It was a lot of fun working with Lloyd because I had been a fan of his for years, and to finally work with him one on one, that was a good experience. Um, then after that, I ended up going to LA for a small role in a film called Attack of the Unknown, which was directed by Brandon Schlegel and produced by the Mahal Empire. That was the first time that I actually did a project that was out of LA, which was a great experience. Had a lot of fun on that. I did Bridge of the Doomed, which was also done with the Mahal Empire, and I'm planning on doing, when things are all cleared up and all that, to go to Las Vegas to shoot a film called Bloodthirst, which is also produced by the Mahal Empire. So I'm really psyched about that, and I can't wait till to get the opportunity to do that. What advice would I give someone who wants to pursue acting or get into the film industry? My main thing is you have to love it and you have to have passion for it, because this is not easy. I mean, you can be like, "Oh, I did theater in high school and college. I love acting, so yeah, I want to be an actor." Which is a good thing. That's a good place to get that fire. But you gotta have true passion for it. Where you, if you can sit down and think, well, I might want to be an actor, but I also might want to be a cook, or I might be something else. If you find yourself that you have those things, my advice, seriously, is to focus on those first. For the simple fact that being an actor, being someone doing filmmaking, especially doing independent films and all of that, which I believe that you should start with. I mean, of course, it'd be great to, just wake up, walk onto a $1 million Hollywood set and work with Keanu Reeves. That would be awesome. But a lot of times, that's not going to be an option unless you know somebody. Um, if you're like me, who don't know anyone in the industry, and who doesn't live in New York or live in California, my advice is to make your own projects, whether it's just a camera and you, or you and your family or friends. I mean, that's, and the thing is, you also, even if, let's say, all you want to be is a director, all you want to be is a writer, all you want to be is an actor. Okay, my advice is that you learn every aspect of the thing, of making films, because that'll give you an appreciation of what's going on. And also, I think, forces you to have respect for those that you work with. Because I've worked with people who, you know, that don't seem to understand that, they think, "Oh, I'm the DP, I'm the director, I'm the star, so, you know, my job is important, but I really don't worry or deal with anyone else, or I really don't know anything about lighting, or I really don't know anything about costume, or about you know other things like that, or special effects." And the thing is, my opinion is, you got to learn all those things. And I mean, I've been doing this for a while. I still don't know everything. And I probably will never know everything. But the thing is, the more you know, the more things you can bring to the table. If someone's like, "Oh, it's between you and this guy to play this role, but you can also, help with special effects. You also know how to, do stage combat, or you can, teach someone else lighting on set." I find, at least in the independent world, that is a very high commodity. And also, I'm assuming that when you get to work on bigger sets, that if you can't get that role, get one of the smaller jobs, because they'll force you to be on set, that you're going to end up working with other people that will hopefully lead to a bigger and better job in the future. It's all about connections. You can be the most talented person in the room, but if no one really knows that you're the most talented person in the room, then it doesn't matter. So a lot of it is connections, and the best way to make connections is to know every aspect of filmmaking and try to be as useful as you can be on set. The best way to find me online is actually Facebook under Alexander Hauck, Hauck, or Alexander Hauck fan page. Those are the two things I have on Facebook. I am on Instagram under Hawkman220, And I'm also on Twitter under Alexander Hauck together, with a one afterwards. So Alexander Hauck one. Those are the ways to keep in touch with me, see what I'm doing, and find out what's going on. Projects going, like I said, Mahal Empire's Bloodthirst. As soon as all of this is over, going to go to Las Vegas and shoot my role in that. So I'm psyched about that. But since you know, I can't just stay sitting down, so I'm keeping busy. I did two shorts during this quarantine time. One was called Acceptance, which I did for the Roger Corman Film Festival, Quarantine Film Festival, which I did online and I submitted. I also did a show called Essential Employee, which I'm finishing editing up, and I'm finishing editing up a short I'm really psyched about, directed by Matthew Fisher, starring myself and a lot of other great actors, called Special Treatment. Finishing editing that up. Luckily, we were able to shoot all of that before all of this started happening. So those are the big things really on my plate right now. Um, Hopefully more things in the future. But like anything, trying to keep busy, trying to get stuff out there. So thank you for listening. Feel free to follow me. Reach out anytime if you have any questions or just want to know more about me or my thoughts on the film industry and that kind of stuff. Again, thank you for your time and stay safe.